Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. What I want to do, well, I've had some very clear instructions this morning, so I'm just going to act without too much thinking and see what comes through. And it's to do with this 555 gateway that a lot of us are in at the moment. And so I understand today I'm going to be heavily guided, and this might lead to a series of videos while we walk through whatever this void space is opening up for us. So this video will be slower as I tune in more, and just let's see what comes through. And in true Chrissy fashion, let's welcome the newbies. Yoga for Slackers, Catherine, welcome. Thank you for being here. Wolf Muzins, thank you for being here. Pauline Rebel, it's definitely YouTube blocking you, but thanks for messaging me again. And it's okay to ramble, so yeah, ramble away, don't give up, keep trying. Karen Lachlan, welcome. Claire Virgent Productions, welcome. And to, I think it's pronounced Jan Crutzen, welcome to you, Jan. It's lovely to have you folks here. We broke the 250 barrier, yay! Right, so I think, well, what I want to lean into very early, because it's not happening until the 26th, is the full moon total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. And I'm going Western astrology because that's going to hit the biggest crowd. Okay. And yeah, wow, it's huge. It's going to be significant. It's going to be significant. So I kind of want to create a space that creates ease. 1122. Create a space that creates an easy walk through rather than I just got hit in the face by a comet. So I'm just going to read through slowly some notes and a channeling that came through this morning for you guys. So you heard me talk about the stagnant pause. That's because we're in between worlds. So the in-between is the stagnant pause. It's the archer pulling back its bow, Sagittarius, getting ready to launch forward through this gateway moment. I sense during this reading, I will be phasing in and out of different realities. So where you link in and come into knowing, be with that. And where you link out or phase out, stay lost with that. And just trust that seeds are being dropped and downloads will happen. The light is never withheld from those who wish to see. So what happened for me this morning is, so the kaboom moment was when I realized why Ophiuchus is being shown to me as the Ouroboros circling. Okay, so when I mentioned this the other day, I think it's in the Ophiuchus 2 reading, Ouroboros was circling the Earth. It's now circling the solar system. And what came to me this morning is the Ouroboros is coming in as Shiva. Okay, there's this beautiful transitioning energy. And so I went with the Ouroboros as Shiva just to see what would come in. The Alpha and the Omega, the creator and the destroyer, simultaneously digesting the past to create the new. Okay, and you know, I've been reading this book which is gorgeous, I have to say. If you just sat and held the book, the energy in it is so healing and peaceful. So Adiyogi is the first yogi. It's the singularity, it's the cosmos. And reaching out to all different dimensions at once might be overwhelming, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Can you do that, please? So I'm being told that keeping the group who have come here in a bubble is really going to help. So that's being done by my second holding circle. Okay, so it's like translative filters. Translative filters are being used, so it's easier to understand what might come in. So 555 gateway is the strange place. The place as yet unseen and unknown. It may make you feel discomforted, perplexed, or disconcerted. It may seem unreal. You may feel energetically imbalanced. The sturdy will stand strong. The student will wobble. All is goodness and balance. When you become balanced, stride forward with purpose renewed, with vigor and passion, with unfettered rage expressed as loving determination. As you stride forward, you will begin again this new life in new terrain with new tools and with other energies to better support who you've come here to be in this rebirth. As your new passion seeds are planted with every touch and every breath, new shoots will rise up through and around you. Take care to tread carefully on this virgin ground, for you are the new custodians. Each breath you take, whether in peace or anxiety, will have an effect, just as each action you take will. All must be mindful, all must be heartfelt. This new beginning will bring the heart to the mind, the new heart-centered wisdom keepers. Okay, so I'm going to close these notes down so I don't get distracted. And when I chose my decks, what I'm going to try and do is tip the screen down a little bit. In time, I'll have a proper camera on a tripod and I'll be able to do overheads, but here now it's not going to happen. So I've got some beautiful sage burning here, and I've called in the ancestors, and I've called in the elements of the 5 directions. So we have ether, earth, air, fire, and water. Okay. And as this eclipse is happening in a fire sign, we have extra fire. So as I was shuffling the Gaia deck, so I've chosen the Gaia deck, the Thoth deck, and then the clarifiers are going to be just like a really basic tarot deck. 2 cards popped out. Let's take this down just a little bit. Okay. So these 2 cards are the Queen of Earth, of course. Wow. Now, if that isn't bringing the heart to the mind, I don't know what is. What I'm noticing, first of all, is her eyes are glazed. Okay. So that's speaking straight into the eclipse. So the eclipse is when the sun overshadows the moon. So the moon is what's hidden. Okay. and the sun is what illuminates. And when the sun overshadows the moon, it creates intensification and amplification of what's ready to be revealed, right? So the earth in us that wants it to be real can't yet see. But the third eye, which is being shown green, nature, heart, is tuned in and reaching out. And this is as earthy as it gets, so pulling it down. And you remember I was speaking into the royal marriage. This is the taking back of sovereignty, the rebirthing of sovereignty, and you in your sovereignty is you autonomous from the systems that control, is you independent from the crazy of mental slavery, is you free to create. And that's obviously coming in on a 13, which is such a divinely feminine number. And coming on the completion, 9, is knowledge. Now, this is big. This is really big, but I want you to notice that this is a page energy. This is a young energy. This is representing the young student. So in the completion, we let go of what we've learned because that's in us, it's integrated, it's in our DNA. So we don't need to carry all the books and the paraphernalia. We carry the knowledge and we stay open to learning more, okay? And it's a beginner's mind energy. It's a trusting energy, a playful energy, a creative energy. These are all lovely, quite high vibrations. The willing student. Reworking that pentagram look. Yeah. Now, after I made the 555 video, I was right, it all came pouring in. So I sat with a fellow mystic and we did 2 hours of channeling and got some colossal answers. I'm not going to bring them here because I don't think they'll help here today. I want to keep it very focused today on this eclipse. But the big story is it was confirmed in so many ways and the downloads were so fast. Like I keep saying, these days it's going to take years to unpack what came in. Yeah, thank you. So what was shown to me was this pen. Now, last year, 2020, was a year of learn something new because you're going to be locked in your home's year. So I taught myself how to make sourdough. And that's magician energy because, you know, you're pulling yeast straight out of the air. That's really magical alchemy. I loved it. And I also made this. I made my own pentagram. And I made it from, well, it's the same as my sage stick. I made it from rosemary. There's sage in there as well, but I made it from rosemary and sage. And this was made by cutting very long fronds of rosemary from my garden, and then bending them slowly over about a week it took in a bucket of water to encourage them to go round. So it's not so much a circle, that's as much as it would bend without breaking. So the frame is rosemary. And then I just wove my pentagram. And as I was weaving it, I think there's a video about this. I can't remember when it is. I was guided to tune into the masculine, to weave the masculine into this very feminine symbol. And I love classical music, so I chose 3 or 4 of my favorite composers, and then I researched their biographies, and they were all traumatized children. They were all traumatized young boys who harnessed their trauma and turned it into some of the most everlastingly beautiful classical music ever written. So So this pentagram begins to heal the masculine. And I've been working with the masculine now for about 2.5 years. And then I showed it to my daughter, actually. And she went, "Oh, it's like a bracelet." So she wove the child energy into it. So it has the child, it has the young boy, it has the young girl, and the rosemary to heal. So that's my little investment in rebirthing the pentagram. But after making that 555 video, I was shown 3 pentagrams on top of one another and twisted. And then in the middle, I was shown the Star of David. So that's the feminine triangle and the masculine triangle in the middle, because the day was a 15-6, and the next day, after when I think it was yesterday, became a 16-7, which is the fusing in the heart space. So when you put a dot in the middle of the Star of David, it becomes the symbol for the number 7, which is alchemical fusion. So what I'd done unwittingly, is create this 555 information packet, which is all about bringing the heart to the mind. It's unifying the heart mind, okay? And then the day after was the fusion point. So we've begun the work, okay? Where do I go now? Go to these. Let's go to the Thoth deck. And let's see. I'm going to do where we are now, what the bridge is, and then see if we can reveal anything of where we're stepping into. So show me please where we are. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Cups, and what I get immediately from this is the freedom of the horse representing freedom, and Cancer in the cup. So this is like the family system being healed at a soul level. So this is like the rebirth of the family through love, the family dropping into love. And that in itself will cause some conflict. Yeah. And I get the Fibonacci sequence with this, the sacred geometry, the recoding. It's about this. It's about I found my Sri Yantra. I knew it would come to me. It's about the blueprint. Yeah. It's like spirit propelling the heart up into love to rebirth the family, the cosmic family, all the way down the fractal to the earth family. And there's a pacing with this, because nights can be naive and impetuous, because they're kind of bringing that energy, but it can be a bit, if they rush, they're going to mess it up. So there's a pacing energy here. Notice how slowly I'm talking. This isn't about the doing. There's nothing to be done here. Accept to feel supported in the transition, right? Yeah, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. I'm hearing a lot because people are getting some of the craziest downloads and dreams. What do I do with it? I hear that so much, but what do I do with it? Okay, I'm going to disappear off camera and tip the screen down and just pull some cards and see what comes in. Okay. So I'd like another card, please, on where we are now. Yeah, okay. Ready to pull from this one. Another card on where the collective. I'm going to have a look at that as now. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely. The pacing thing is about faith. Okay. It's about having faith. It's the cosmic heart coming into the mind. Oh, wow. This is incredible. It's the cosmic heart coming into the mind. And I know I said it the other day, but check back, guys. I did a video 11/11/2020 called the Cosmic Heart Meditation. And if you do get into a relaxing space, you can just kick back and let that energy flow through you and connect you from earth to cosmos. Yeah, it's the loyalty of the wolf and the slow moving turtle. The ancient, look at this ancient river. It's like this turtle has been traveling, carrying us for such a long time. I think this is a crane, which is a messenger on the lookout, look, picking up the energy and picking up the information, bringing it all down to earth. This is Phoenix reborn. It's absolute rebirth energy. That's gorgeous. Coming in on a 24/6. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So as we make this transition, this is already happening in the field. What's going to start happening is, I'll be surprised if the Queen of Swords doesn't come out, but there's a lot of Queen of Swords energy coming in, and King of Swords, which is processing the emotions of letting go. And so there's some grief coming in. And some of it is the grief of what we've allowed to happen to ourselves, but watch that energy because it might nudge you into victim and that won't help you, but rather honor the grief and just bring love and chocolate and blankets and let it go, because again, you know, when the light comes in, it hits every layer of resistance in the physical body, but it's kind of got that energy, so it will go back up. It's elevating that letting go energy, allowing the new energy to come in and the light to come down. These like little phoenix fish. Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've got the youth coming in with knowledge. So like I said in my notes, when you step into this new place, you won't have a map for it. I think I've been saying for weeks now, I'm standing at the edge of my map with a bunch of crayons. And he's planted his staff in the ground to stay grounded. Well, that's interesting. Right, I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Come here. So I want to bring this in, and I've had this artifact for about, I don't know, I'm going to say 5 years, and I've probably only used it 4 times. Okay. And it wanted to come in today. So this is my wand, and it was made in India, and it has mother of pearl running through the middle. It's there. It's DNA for me, it's DNA. And you might not be able to see it, but there are such beautiful rainbows. When the light hits it, there's some beautiful rainbows in there. And it just kind of sits, you know, it sits in a prominent place so people can drool over it, but I've never really used it. And when I saw it, I went straight for it and picked it up. And I said to the guy that owned the stand, it was at a crystal fair, I said, I want to grid the space with it. And I had no idea what I was talking about. So again, that's the very essence of standing on ground that you don't know and just going with what comes in. And this beautiful man, his name's Cosmo Werner, he actually makes ones. He makes the most intricate, tiny little ones. They're beautiful. And he's a beautiful man. And he said, go and grid the space then. And I said, you're going to let me walk away with this? And he said, you'll be back. Okay. So I walked a quadrant. It was like a quadrant of the show, where the show was, this crystal show, crystal gem fair. And then there was a little bit here. I can remember vaguely the shape of it. And then at one point, having to touch it down to earth. And anyway, that's what I did. And to this day, it doesn't matter, nor do I know what I was doing, but I was gridding. So I bought the wand and I came home and I was so chuffed and blown away because I didn't really know what to do with this wand. I just knew it came to me. I took a photograph of it and blew my camera up. The photograph that came out was emerald green and violet lines. That's all there was, just emerald green and violet lines, the whole thing. So it's pretty special, and it wanted to come to play today. And no doubt as we work more in these energies, we'll see what comes out. Okay, yes, the youth is here. And here we have the union, and this is what we're in at the moment. Wow. Okay, let's go back down. Can you see in between is this weaving energy? What I get from this card is that what we're in is where we are connected. So it's almost like, I'm not going to choose one from the other, but it's almost like one of these is the kind of 3D adapted container. And the other one is the illuminated one, which is also you. So there's you in your earthly existence, and there's you in your illuminated existence coming into union. So this is, you could almost say it was the teen becoming the queen, and it isn't gender specific. You could say it's the, you know, the teen becoming the king. It's this nothing to do with gender. It's to do with sovereignty and illumination. And that's why, okay. That's why it's best to take things slow at the moment, because this is quite intricate to connect in and weave these two together to create this spiritual union. The royal marriage is going to take a wee bit of time. That's fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, some time in hermit energy is going to help enormously to shine a light on your path, just on yours, and not get drawn in, you know, to anybody else's drama, because we all have our drama, but this is a time where it's really going to help to just kind of bubble. Okay, so that's, I'm happy with that. And the underlying card. I sense this is echoing, this energy is about seeing the illuminated self. There's been a lot of dragon energy recently. It is, it's looking into the reflection of your true self. That's what this is about. Yeah, I think that's it. This feels like the masculine mirror to this, the mirror of the self and the mirror of the masculine and the feminine, like the square root of balance. That's beautiful. Okay, so let's have a look what we're coming into. Let's start with the tough deck. It was the bridge, wasn't it? Let's have a look at the bridge. So that's where we are. And the next little step is going to be to bridge these two worlds. Show me the bridge. Princess and the Queen. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, I'm going to turn those around. Can you see those? So we have the Queen of Cups, the Princess of Discs or Pentacles, and love. Let's go to this one first. Well, this one came out first. I'm going to go to the Princess of Discs. Look, another wand planted in the ground. Hang on. Yeah, I'll need more. That's too tenuous. Okay, let's stay with this. This is about the materialization of this Phoenix rising energy. Yeah. It comes with the question of how is this going to show up? And the bridging energy is you will bring it into being. This is literally about bringing the fire down, bringing down the new light, sitting in contemplation, sitting in meditation, tuning in, grabbing a journal, grabbing a pen, making notes, really anything, making podcasts, making videos, bring it in without any sense. Well, that's a big ask. Bring it in and release any sense of self-consciousness as much as you can. Be brave, be brave, and bring it in. So this is about bringing in the light through the manifestation in this reality. So it's harnessing that phoenix energy and bringing it down. I want to bring these two in at the same time. Yeah. I don't know why I want to read them like that. Yeah, okay, I can see it now. So again, it's almost like the infinity symbol. This is building it's pulling down from the original blueprint. So we're talking about Shiva as Christ consciousness. Okay. Straight into the world of the emotions. And this is going to be a big one. I'm coming back. This is going to be a big one. Yeah. The lotus flower is an amazing flower because it grows in dirty ponds. Okay. And what I get with this is emotional processing, because there's going to be some issues around what you deserve with these. You see, I even dropped the card. There's going to be some issues around what you deserve. When you see yourself in a higher light, when you see yourself as a rebirthing phoenix, it's going to be, well, it's fairly awesome, you know. So you might have to walk through some small emotions about low self-worth, about, and also this is a big one at the moment, of I can't do this again because it's never worked in the past. That's another big one. So it's just working through those layers and just giving into it in that moment, just surrendering to that frustration at the moment and bringing love to the emotions, to the dirty orchid. It's lifting up the dirty orchid. Balance, love in balance. No good, no bad, no right, no wrong, just love. Okay, so there's an emotional bridge. On the bridgy bit, there's an emotional bridge of balancing the emotions. Balancing the emotions, that has to come before the manifestation of bringing that light down. So this could be as simple as inner conflict resolution. We've been in this lovely bubble of ambivalence for a couple of weeks now. It's probably longer. And it's like this, yeah, it's much longer. So do you remember when I made that video and called us the divergent warriors? There's like this divergence. And whereas before, a while ago, I'm talking about a while ago, I would get clients coming to me in confusion, mental confusion. Now what they're coming to me with is like two hands going, well, there's this side of me that this, and there's this side of me that that. And I know that's the truth. So there's this separation now of what feels good, bad, what feels right, wrong. But there are no two opposites that cannot be brought together. So if you want to do a little piece of work, if you're in tune with an inner conflict at the moment, then get those two guys in a room, go into your body, go into the psyche, into the mind, draw in the higher mind, and just imagine a room that's very beautiful and very welcoming and comforting, and bring these opposites in just to look at each other. That's it. And you have to triangulate that polarity by being the witness. So you're in the corner of the room and you're just witnessing these guys. That's just the starter. A couple of extra steps, but I'm not going to do this on air because it needs facilitation. So yeah, be present with your conflicts, I think, is the bridge. And oh, I've got it. Right. Okay. So the manifestation of this emotional conflict bridge, let's call it, the cleaning of emotional conflicts is, and I did this inadvertently with a client last week, and I said, have you ever written a manifesto? And they went, no. And I said, so do you know who you are? No. Do you know who you want to be? Oh, I have an idea of that. Okay. There's a conflict immediately. I don't know who I am. I know who I want to be. So we've got a gap. So I'll offer that to you. Write a manifesto and go large or go home. Go large. Who do you want to be in this walkthrough into, let's call it sovereignty? Until another word comes in, that's what I'm calling it. Who do you want to be? What energy do you want to stand in? How do you see yourself? How do you feel yourself? Can you see others looking at you, and how are they meeting you in that? And how are you able to meet others in that? Try it. That's the manifestation. The manifesto is the manifestation. Thank you. I love, love, love this reading. And look at the underlying card. Virtue. That kind of says, put the time in and you'll get the rewards. That's it. Put the time in and you'll get the rewards. Walk through it. Walk through it. And I would start all this work now in the lead up to the eclipse so that it doesn't smack you around the face. Righty ho. Now I'm going to go to the Gaia deck. And I like this. So do you remember the youth? We now have the maiden. That's like a return to innocence. But it's coming in with the sage. The sage is the underlier for the bridge. Sage, Sagittarius. I'm going to check it out, but I have a feeling in sidereal it's going to look like Ophiuchus. I don't know, because I can never remember which way to turn the wheel to go sidereal Western. It's either Scorpio or Ophiuchus, so either way, it's going to be deep. It's going to be deep. The sage is the keeper of the wisdom. The maiden is seeking. The maiden just ran into the sage and knocked him on his bottom. Okay, well, the message I get with this is stop looking down, look up. Stand up. Rise up. And seek the sage within. I just made myself redundant. Seek the sage within. Because you have everything you need. You brought it with you when you came here. There's two messages here for the bridge. Is reconcile the conflicts before you manifest anything through the energy of virtue. Great effort, great reward. And seek your answers within. Look up. Stop looking down. And that might be one of your conflicts. Looking down is smaller than. This is the energy of sovereignty when you look people straight in the eye. There is no bowing. That's beautiful. Thank you. Oh, King of Earth is here. Oh, shebang. We have the King and Queen of King Earth. Oh my God. Oh God. This is such a beautiful energy. It feels so perfectly balanced and strong and caring. And the child in the middle, this is the divine family. This is huge. I can't stress that enough. Mother, father, child. You want to just have a look at these two. Let's cut some of this light out. Just tune into these two cards. Beautiful a bit. This is the divine family in harmony and balance, in love. Gosh darn it, this is amazing. Right. Here we go. You ready? Oh. Looky here. Yeah, baby. Dragons are here. Dragons are here. This is bringing a gift. This is bringing a gift. Can you receive it? That's the question. Yeah. Bring me gifts. Okay, let's dare to glimpse through the keyhole. These cards showing off, glinting in the sunlight. Okay, let's go through the portal and take a peep, please. Anything you can show me? Anything you can show me? Oh, eight. Oh. Wait there a minute. Okay, it's interesting. Okay. Here's an opportunity for conflict. Get into peace before I show you these cards. Peace, we have love, we have faith, we have mother, father, child. Okay, we have everything we need. Birth of new passion. Going off freely in all directions. Nothing limiting. No old narratives, no old fears, limitations, restrictions, adaptations. Fire exploding everywhere. It's interesting. So I know this is the Two of Swords, but I'm getting a Four of Swords energy with it. So there are two extra swords, one here, one here. And the Two of Swords is conflict, is in a conflict, is make a decision already. It's that kind of energy. And it's also about, you know, sometimes when when we're blindfolded, that is about, Two of Swords traditionally, she's blindfolded, holding up two swords. So in its high vibration, that can be go away world. I'm going within, I'm pointing my mind in more than one direction. This feels like that Four of Swords energy, which is that deep, meditative hermit energy. And it's like the mind is turning the wheel. That's what it feels like. The mind is turning the wheel. So there will be quicker manifestation. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of diligence. I think this was in my notes. Well, it's in the virtue card, isn't it? So the mind is turning the wheel through what feels like a deep contemplative energy. Did I say that right? Contemplative energy, contemplating energy. The end of a burdened mind. This to me, well, dare I say it, is the ending of mental slavery. This is a very angry, burdened mind coming to ruin through the energy of that peaceful Four of Swords energy. Wow. Okay. Union, 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 all over this reading. I love it. This is like the harmonizing of so many disparate energies, opposing energies, which is coming straight in from source. And it's kind of breaking down all of this false royalty. Because all I see in this card is the Ace of Cups. That's what I see. It's all being boiled down to one cup of love. That's it. One cup of love. And the cosmic egg and another wand, bringing this in. I feel really excited right now. I don't know whether to sit, laugh, dance or cry. There's a really strange energy here. Wow, this is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, cosmic egg, cup of love. Notice how you are reacting to these cards, please. Okay, notice. So the Five of Swords is the card of conflict. It's the mind being pulled in lots of directions at once. It's too many people talking too much crap. And the interference card is the Eight of Swords, which is thinking you're trapped and you're not. Okay, so look at the illusion here. There's nothing, very often when we get into Five of Swords energy, there's actually nothing wrong in our real world. Actually nothing wrong. Food in the fridge, money in the bank, beautiful friends, you're loved. But the mind goes a bit crazy. And the mind is being interfered with by a lot of energies at the moment. But, shebang. What this is saying is, this isn't going to be a simple walkthrough. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be challenges. We're pulling down an awful lot of structures out of the mind to return us to this beautiful, nature-based, divine family. Every time you were told you couldn't, you mustn't, you shouldn't. Every time you should on yourself, that's all the programming that's being pulled out. Mm-hmm. Divine blueprint. Ah, wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, holy crikey. So if I drew those two triangles on here, that would be the Star of David fused. Discs is in the physical, that's materialized. That's what we're stepping into. So it's fusing the heart mind. It's thinking with the heart. That's basically what it is. It's thinking with the heart to elevate consciousness. This card feels so balanced. Feels expansive, balanced, fair. It's giving, shouting the word reciprocity at me. Equal balance of give and take. And success is about give and take. Wow and wow and wow. From those 6 cards, 7 cards, 7, fusion point. You can't make this up. From those 7 cards, there are going to be challenges of tearing down the mind. I'm surprised not to see the tower, actually. There are going to be challenges and interference, and it will be mental noise. It's all swords, it's mental noise, okay? But it's sandwiched with the birth of passion, peace and success. That's a done deal. As long as we don't fuck it up. Wow and wow. Okay, Gaia. Gaia. What do you want to say about where we're going? Would you like to add to this amazing reading? It's a spillage. Yeah. I'm getting something around ecological balance with this, the healing of the earth. So classically it's balancing the light with the dark, coming into harmony. Can you see that? Honoring, it's honoring. So he's honoring his shadow self and his light self. But there's something about healing the earth here. Got dragons coming in again. Oh, look at these wands. Look at these wands. Another turtle. The ancient. They're not showing me very much on this. I just feel the energy of that dragon wrapped around the cosmic egg, being held in the feminine, held in that Gaia energy. I get peace offering with this. This is coming in on the 9 of completion. This is about, what's the word, redemption. This is redemption. I wonder if there's some offering that needs to be made to Earth. And received, another staff look, and received, it's like, it's almost like this really sweet message about don't be shy to leave offerings, they are always well received. It's that. And there's this kind of lovely energy about I will hold your offerings safe no matter how large or small. Nothing is wasted. It's that kind of energy. What's that like, bringing an offering to, because as we walk through into this new terrain, do we take an offering? I'm going to take my wand. I think this is about making an offering. Right, I'm just going to speak this in because I keep seeing 4 energy. I know it's coming in on the energy of 9, but I keep seeing 4, and it's like, what can you drop into the structure? When you make an offering, what can you drop into the structure? That makes sense. That makes sense. Look at all this balancing energy. Higher mind. We've got the higher mind coming in now. That's a mirror. That's a mirror. Why is that a mirror? 4 and 6. Right, okay. This is about creative collection. Collection? Creative collection. I don't know what that means. This is about collective. This is about creating for the collective. But we think we're doing that now. We tell ourselves we're doing that now, creating for the collective, but I wonder if we truly are. So I could ask that question of myself, because I make YouTube videos because I love producing videos. I love being able to channel. And one of the reasons I love it is after I made the 555 video that left me shaking with electricity, as soon as I clicked off camera, the whole lot went. I just needed to get it out of me. So it's actually part of my healing process. Oh, right. So I'm just being reminded of a very weird dream I had last night. I'm going to call it the dream of diversity, because I was standing on this new, weird, unfamiliar terrain. I didn't know where I was. And I was at a wedding festival where many people were getting married. And what I noticed was the disparity in how people were dressed, how they spoke, how they came from almost every walk of life I could possibly imagine. And so in that energy, especially at a wedding, you might expect some kind of conflict, disparity, lack of inclusion, but everybody came with love. I couldn't believe the energy. It was like, yes, yes, thank you. Where's she gone? It was this energy. It was, if somebody came up to you and said, what's your dream? And you were able to vocalize that. And then they kind of just magically went, that's going to help you. Because all they want for you is what you want. And there is not a trace of codependency. And when I went through that dream again this morning, I thought, God, that's a world I want to live in, with absolute diversity, complete diversity, where all the heart wants, because the heart is unified with the mind, it's coming together now. All the heart wants is what you want. But there is no servitude. There's none of that old victim martyr energy, which means there's no resentment ever. There's, what can I give to you today? It's the most beautiful energy. That's the energy I get with these cards. Imagine that. Imagine that when we've completed this rebirth phase. I don't know how long it's going to take, and where we're surrounded, because we're pulling in the soul family now, we're pulling in the divine family. Imagine that when you suddenly find yourself surrounded by people who go, how can I help you today? And you're in that energy as well. And it's just, that's abundance. That's mad creation. That's loving support, being held. This is why I'm feeling excited. I am feeling so excited, I gotta say. And again, this is an emotion I can't map to. I don't know what I'm feeling. It's new emotions. She's feeling something, but she doesn't quite know what it is. It's kind of, it's all the way through, actually. It's coming all the way through me. And I don't know literally whether to laugh, dance, shout or cry. It's a new emotion. We're birthing a new way. This is really exciting. I'm so excited. Okay, so where do we go now? So here now. Have faith, stay in the pause, because there's a lot happening that you can't see. Bridging into the walkthrough is work with internal conflicts and external conflicts to find and practice resolution, ways of loving. And moving into a world which will succeed. We're birthing a healthy new way of being with each other without judgment or prejudice. Oof, that's a world I want to live in. Right. Okay. I don't want to draw any more cards. I really don't want to draw any more cards. But I just want to see if there's a little passage. This is what we're rebirthing. The very concept of self. When I see myself as a spiritual being, the shining point of light within the body, there are no limits, no bondages, no problems. There is no question of being better than the next person, because when I value myself as a spiritual being, I automatically value others in the same way. They too are shining points of light within their bodies. They are all my spiritual family. Oh, I'm so in love with this reading. They are all my spiritual family. In this state, I value myself, but there is no arrogance or ego. Awareness of my true inner self and respect for others move absolutely in parallel together. It is when these two are lacking that discrimination arises. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to everything that's come in to support this reading. Thank you for the bubble, for making it understandable and translatable. This is, yeah, something's getting birthed here. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really value your input and your energy. These days, I can feel you tuning in. I can feel your energies coming in as we make this new soup every time we get together. It's a glorious experience. So please like, share, subscribe. Who was it left me that message? Celeste, was it you? Celeste, thank you for sharing my videos. I really appreciate that, helping me get the word out. Anyway, lots of love to all of you guys. Thank you for your stunning comments. Oh my God. I love you guys. I'm going. I don't want to go, but I'm going. Right. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.